Why is council wasting $272,000 a year to put fluoride into our water supply when the Cochrane review of 2015 has advised the National Health and Medical Research Council that the fluoride is of no benefit?
Thank you, Ray. The previous council, before administration, decided that they would leave it up to the state government to whether fluoride would be put into water or not. The state government has now directed council to put fluoride in the water, to fluoridate the water. This is a state government issue that needs to be resolved by state government. My belief is that whilst ever the National Health and Medical Research Council, the Australian Dental Association, the Australian Medical Association, the Federal Department of Health and the State Department of Health all say fluoride is safe and you must put it in the water, then to me, until those bodies actually work on the information that you've got and refute it, then we have no alternative than to put it in the water. If we don't put it in the water, there are significant fines for council and they increase on a daily basis. They just keep going up. I appreciate your thoughts on fluoride. That's the position that council finds itself in.
Any more questions?
Yeah. Mine could probably be answered by a show of hands. And basically, using Warhope have little things to do. Pretty much nothing. We don't have a hockey field, we don't have a lot of things that you have in Port Macquarie, such as a beach. How many of the candidates here would be interested in supporting a scheme to push for, if you go to school, you can go to the pool? So that kids aren't charged to go to the pool. There's something that they can do, and it'll be a facility that will be better used than where previous times, there's no one using it. Only those who can afford to pay. So who would be in support of basically, if you go to school, you should have entrance to our pool here in Walker?
So is it just a matter of, can I ask you a question? So is it just a matter of going to school and going to the pool, or is
if you're a school kid, and you go to school, you should be able to get some sort of pass that gives you entrance to the pool. So if you don't go to school and you're an adult, you pay.
So what you're doing is promoting attendance at school.
Promoting attendance at school, also promoting the ability to have the opportunity to learn to swim, and also to make a facility that we have accessible to all levels of the community. Like Dawn Fraser, if she was a little girl today, she would never become the woman she became.
I think your point's pretty clear. So basically,
just to show a hand.
So basically, what you're saying is which of the candidates are proposing free entry to Warhope Pool for kids that go to school?
Look at it.
Yeah, on principle, I like the idea, but I think that you've got to have an idea of the population of the schools. I don't know that. How many
Well, I think that's a really loose-ended question, mate. I think we'll go to something a bit more specific.
But I love the
There's something
idea.
that's what you should think about.
They can go to tennis or go to soccer as well.
Maybe a range of
Engaging with youth.
Yes, sir.
A number of candidates have made a big thing of the increase in rates for P906. What's council's intention?
There are no increases in rates planned in council's long-term financial plan. And the long-term financial plan is reviewed annually. So we have a current special rate variation at the moment of 4.43%. That was applied for, I think, under administration 2012. That expires in 2017. That special rate variation is applied specifically for roads, so for road resealing, such as the $900,000 that's in this year's budget for Warhope, but also for rural roads in particular, for grading and maintenance of rural roads. In 2017 that will expire. My personal view is we should keep that because it's being done at the moment. It won't cost us anything extra, we're already paying for it. But there is no 52.4% rate rise paid by council. and if one came before council, I would vote against it.
Thanks, Peter. Peter's asked for an input on this one as well.
I'd like to speak on that, considering that on the 18th of July I actually announced my candidacy as a mayoral candidate on the back of a 52.4% rate increase. Now, I did that as a result of research, and that research was a result of the Fit for the Future submission made by this council. On the 17th of June, it was presented in 2015, 17th of June, it was presented to the Mayor and serving councillors at the time by the General Manager. The submission recognised that Council needed to improve its processes and it needed to deliver a submission to the state government by the 30th of June 2015. Now, in that submission was a scenario called 2C, and that scenario was a cumulative increase in a special rate variation over 5 years, which equated to 52.4%. Now, after that submission was assessed by IPART put out a document. It was a very large document, and within it, it had all the councils in New South Wales that were deemed fit or unfit. Those that were deemed unfit, some of them merged and some of them amalgamated. One example of that is that Great Lakes Council, Greater Taree and Gloucester Council all merged and became Mid Coast Council. Now, Gloucester Council, or Great Lakes rather, was fit, but it had two surrounding councils who were unfit. And the mayor and councillors, as a result, were released from their service, and Pulpapro was not tagged to be amalgamated. So the fact that the council actually submitted a 52.4% rate increase without community consultation to the state government, now this council is saying that it was just hypothetical, it was just a scenario, don't panic, it's not going to happen. It's in the assessment, it's actually in the assessment, and I did bring it today because I knew this question could possibly come up, and that is here. This is the assessment where all councils were assessed. It does say that there is a 52.4% rate increase and that our community was not consulted. I'm not for rate increases. We have $209 million in our bank. We are investing into banks and not into our community. We have efficiency problems within the council. We can be saving money based on what we're doing if we could do it better. And this is just a factual document. It's not something I made up.
You're interpreting it wrongly.
It's not a factual
Okay, I'll ask somebody else to respond. Peter's had an input. Is there anybody else here who would like to?
Thank you, Gary. Ms Peterson mentioned that the resolution was passed on 15th of June 2015. That is correct?
17th.
Sorry, 17th of June. I was actually there, so I'd just like to read the resolution, and I have it here in front of me. The resolution says, 1, that the content of the Fit for the Future proposal identified as scenario 2C be submitted in accordance with the requirements of IPART prior to 30th of June 2015. Point 2, Council acknowledges that the submission does not bind this Council or any future Council to the suggested rate increases contained therein. Point 3, any future application for special rate variations associated with the submission take into account the following. A, the community's capacity to pay any suggested rate increase. B, any further efficiencies identified in Council's current services review. C, the financial realisation of Council assets. D, federal and state government funding equity improvements. And E, feedback from the community. That resolution was carried 7-1 with all the current councillors who are standing for election voting to approve it.
Exactly, to approve it, no. To approve it.
Okay, well, I think when we get down on the floor, we can have some detailed discussion on that. Jeanette, you have a question?